Dealing with stocks, you're well aware that it's like a roller coaster. Up, down, rise, fall, and repeat. And if you're just now getting into dealing with the stock market, it can be a little daunting.
Financial consultant and chartered financial analyst John Rhodes manages the Charles Schwab branch in Augusta, and he joins us this morning to discuss what we could be looking at as far as stocks and finances for 2025. John, good to see you again. Thanks for joining us.
Great to see you, Cliff and Taylor. Thanks for having me.
So, okay, this stock market. It's up one day, it's down. And it kind of evens out a little bit. Where are we right now, and what's causing this volatility?
Very similar to a roller coaster, or very similar to the tides, the ocean tides, in and out on a daily basis. But when it goes out, the ocean doesn't run out of water. It comes back, and conversely, with a high tide, it doesn't, swamp everything. The thing investors need to pay attention to is the long-term averages. The stock market, or ownership of companies that are driving the economy, very dependably produces an average annual return of about 12% a year. However, it's rarely exactly 12% a year.
Right.
It's very often a number somewhere between, say, minus 10 and plus 30%. And so 95% of the time, the observations are within there over a 12-month time period. Year to date, we're down a couple of percent. We're down 6% from the high we hit on February 19th, but yesterday the market was up 2%. So in all likelihood, this year, we'll have an advance somewhere probably in the mid-teens.
Now, last year, AI was a big focus, of course. Right. Now we're hearing a lot about quantum computing. What is quantum?
Quantum computing is something that's fascinating. I encourage the viewers to really Google it and try to understand it. All computing to date is what we call binary. It's either the logic is either, or the gates for a semiconductor are either a positive or a negative, a 1 or a 0. Quantum, imagine two spheres that can rotate, and wherever they meet up is how the logic progresses through the gates. So it's an infinite number of complexity, and it enables logic to progress much more rapidly. There was recently an experiment done that they said that the quantum computer solved an equation, or an equation that would have taken like 10 million years with conventional computers. And solved it in like 5 minutes.
Secret of life? There you go. All right. That's brain-blowing and also a little bit scary at the same time.
Right.
All right, so do we have any new information? You had last week's Federal Reserve meeting. Any new information or updates from that?
Good updates from it. The Fed came out, the Fed chair came out and stated that the economy looks solid, looks like we will continue, as we spoke when we visited last month. What the consumer does is 2/3 of the economy. And so the consumer is out there doing things and driving the economy. So we continue to grow in that phase. There's a lot of uncertainty with regard to government spending because of the current change in political agendas. And that uncertainty is causing a lot of CEOs or corporate boards to kind of take a pause to see what kind of capital expenditures they're going to commit to in the coming years. All of that should progress once we have some clarity on tariffs and other changes. And so the Fed came out and said rates are likely to stay about where they are. Right. It's very encouraging to see the 10-year Treasury bond still at like 4.25 or 4.3, as opposed to running ever higher on fear of inflation.
All right, so a basic message. Takeaway is stay the course. Stay
the course. Very, very, very. Exactly.
Okay, yeah, because that tide will come back in. That's what it's all about. John Rhodes with Charles Schwab, thank you so much for joining us. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you, Cliff. Thank you, Taylor. You bet.